Hey everyone! So this message is scheduled to go out on August 13. So, do you know what happened on this date in history, August 13? A lot of things. But one particular event had enormous ramifications for world history. Because on August 13, 1942, the Manhattan Project commenced under the direction of Colonel Leslie Groves of the United States Army. Of course, you probably know what the Manhattan Project was. It was the project that was tasked with creating, designing, and building the world's first atomic bombs. Now, this, of course, was top secret, and there were laboratories, there were factories spread out all across the country. There was one in Washington State, of course, the deserts of New Mexico, Tennessee. Most of the people working on the project didn't even have an idea of what they were working on, right? It was that secret. Just under 3 years later, in July of 1945, of course, the first successful detonation of a nuclear device took place. A few weeks later, the first two atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which ended World War II. Of course, for a lot of people, the advent of nuclear power, nuclear weapons, was both exciting and absolutely terrifying. Exciting because science was being put to public use, your tax dollars at work, and terrifying because of the absolute incredible destructive power inherent in the unleashing of the atom. And of course, we're talking the early Cold War in the late 1940s and 50s, and millions of Americans were lived in fear of being nuked by the Russians. And if you're of a certain age, you probably remember duck and cover drills at school. I mean, there was incredible fear over potential nuclear holocaust. Now, you know I like quirky things, and you may not realize it, but there were actually a lot of songs written about nuclear warfare in the 1940s and 50s, okay? One of my favorites was written by a guy named Lee McCullum in 1949, and it's called Jesus Hits Like an Atom Bomb, okay? Several artists recorded it, but all of them have a pretty upbeat, kind of bubbly feel, which is weird considering the topic of this song. But here are some of the lyrics. Everybody's worried about the atomic bomb, but nobody's worried about the day my Lord will come. When he hits, great God Almighty, like an atom bomb. When he comes, when he comes. Well, now, God told Elijah he would send down fire from on high. He told Brother Noah by the rainbow sign, there'll be no water, but fire in the sky. Now don't get worried, just bear in mind, seek King Jesus and you shall find peace, happiness, and joy divine with my Jesus in your mind. Check out the song on YouTube, and you'll probably smile and you'll think how silly these lyrics are, right? And how silly people were to be so afraid of this 60, 70 years ago. And yet, look at how afraid you and I are today. A lot of people are today about the global pandemic. You know, because we're so focused on the here and now, we're so worried about just getting sick over routine things like going to the grocery store. I think we're not a whole lot different from people in the 1950s. Just change the lyrics from atom bomb to the virus, and we're in the same boat. Everybody's worried about the virus, but nobody's worried about the day my Lord will come. Now, granted, like I've said before, I don't think any of us should be stupid, right? We need to be thoughtful, cautious, vigilant about how we live our lives right now. But if we're so focused on the here and now, if we're so focused on how our lives have been turned upside down, we'll be missing the big point. Through it all, God is with us. Jesus said in Matthew 28, I'm with you always to the end of the age. And he said also in John 14, I'm leaving you with a gift. Peace of mind, peace of heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled. Don't be afraid. Focus on me, Jesus is telling us, not on external threats, real though they might be. Because our focus should be on the giver of peace, who is bigger and more powerful than any atom bomb or any virus.